Haven't done a progress video on the little shelf load for a while. I have made a little bit of progress scenic wise. I've just added some trees and things. One thing I did want to mention, I am regretting using these cobalt little point motor things. I'll tell you why. They're a good piece of kit. My problem that I have with them is they're super pedantic, and they don't give you any margin for error. I'll show you what I mean. So I'll explain what I mean, and then I'll show you. So these little things are bent in really awkward shapes. I don't know if the camera can zoom in there. So the idea is one side clips in, and the other side one side clips in here into the point motor, another side clips in there. Now you do have to remove the springs, the center springs on the points, which is already an issue, because if I want to rip this garbage out, I'm stuck with a point with no spring, so you got trouble. So anyways, what I'm doing at the moment to try and get this working, I've got several issues with this. I'll explain to you as I go. I'll show you here. Which ones is it? Just bear with me a little bit, guys. That one's working at the moment. Alright, so you see that point is wailing away, but it's not working. So I'm going to undo that. I don't know if it'll focus in or not. Oops, sorry, my bad, wrong one. You can see it wants to move, but it's not moving. It's sort of... So I've come to the conclusion that it's not actually the point motor on this specific one, it's the actual control board module, because I can hear that it's not letting enough voltage through, if that makes any sense. There's 3 underneath this layout. 2 of them sounds the same, 1 doesn't sound the same, if that makes any sense, which it sounds like the motors are not getting enough voltage. I've swapped them around, and the minute I put that faulty one in another block, that block doesn't work. It does the same as that, where it's almost just not letting enough power through. It does have power settings that you can change and adjust, but I don't think that's the case there. I think I've got a faulty module. So back on these little brass wire things, on these little steel wires, what I'm doing at the moment is I'm making my own little brass wires to try and get these things to work. Now I have to mention, I've had all of this working really well. Started with a scenic bit, cleaned it up, and gremlins. Cleaned it up, worked really well, and after that, gremlins again. So my take on this is this will definitely not be suitable for a club layout, and it is not for a modeler like me, where I don't like to struggle with stuff too much. I want to put things on, I want to run things, I want to build things in, and I want to forget about it. This seems to be a labor of love, if you want to put it that way. I am going to swap over to a few of the DCC cobalt points, the tortoise points, and I'll see how I go with them. But I think for my layout extensions, I'm probably going to just go back to tortoise or pico switch machines. These, beg your pardon, these point motors are more trouble than what they're worth in my opinion. Plus, from a scenic point of view, they look pretty rough. I don't like these things sticking out. Now I know you can do a few things with them, but trust me guys, with all the issues I've been having with them, I wouldn't want to scenic them too much, because you want to have easy access to these things, because you're going to be replacing and working on them quite a bit, I reckon. One thing I forgot to mention, something that might improve the working of these little mechanisms. I've just taken some PVA glue on a little toothpick, and I'm just gluing it there, and a little bit on the motor there, on the little arm, lever actual arm. I find that if you glue that little section, it sort of helps the mechanism, and it frees up all the play. And it seems like these things are very pedantic when it comes to play. Yeah, just thought I'll share that with you guys. I'll keep you posted on how the build on this is going. and I'll let you know how I go with these little point motors. I am committed now, so I got to get them working, but for the next modules I will definitely not be using this product. Alright, thanks.